right, my lovers, it's 1999 and we're gearing up to either party in the dome or be sent to oblivion because all of the computers are blown up. But don't worry, mind, a new theme park game's been released. To be fair, it's pretty decent.
Nah, I can't see it catching on, to be fair. Hiya guys, we are going to party like it's 1999, because in this timeline, it absolutely is. And whilst the rest of the world is getting ready for the new millennium, the Royal Mile is gearing up for a new entrance in the year 2000 by weirdly adding a coaster at its old entrance. Like, they've got this the completely wrong way round. They definitely should have done the entrance first and then the coaster. But hey, who are we to judge bad decisions that theme parks make? Well, that's all I'm saying. So, welcome to the world, the Junior Coaster. I wanted a coaster to sit on this landscape, right? But I didn't really want to wait until the sort of 2005, 2010 point to put a Eurofighter in here. It didn't feel like a Eurofighter would fit this style of park and where it's heading. But what it is missing is a family-friendly coaster. And this is that family-friendly coaster. So, of course, we've only got one very cliched family-friendly coaster in plan code that we can use, and this is it. It's the Wendigo. I might change it out for the Dragon trains. I might change it out for the Slimer trains. I wanted to say Smiler trains. It's definitely not them. The Slimer trains. But no, actually, I think I might keep it Wendigo. Anyway. Talking rubbish. This is the station, comes out of the first hill, comes up into the lift hill, not a steep lift hill, this thing is not high, but I have placed it on the side of the hill so that you don't need as much height on the lift hill, because of course it drops away here, so your lowest point is actually not far off the station. So it turns out that the station is about mid-height of the whole course. Comes into your first swooping turn, and then it does a bit of a figure of 8, there it is from the top, so a figure of 8 comes underneath itself around this way, and it does a little bit of a weird twisty-turny thing. I was kind of a little bit inspired by 13 at Alton Towers with this one, kind of wanted that feel to it without it being a thrill coaster, and of course I actually needed to work with the railway line that we've got here too, and I have moved the signal box for now. I'm toying with the idea that that signal box might actually be demolished as opposed to moved. It's very likely they probably wouldn't rebuild it. Just for now, however, I have just moved it. So we've got this twisty turny bit into a final helix, into a final brake run, and then back round into the station. No maintenance shed on this one because A, it's on the side of a hill, and B, it's a junior coaster, and it's got easy access from this point up here, right? So all the lorries and vans and stuff can park here and do all of the servicing inside the station. So this is actually a relatively simple build. And for that reason, I think this is probably going to be one of those rare roller coaster one and done episodes. Again, I'm working away. So, with that in mind, I'm just going to crack on. I'll see you in a minute. How are you guys? And the prize for the best view of an entire park from a junior coaster goes to... Well, this little bad boy that doesn't actually have a name yet. So, shall we do the usual naming thing? I think we shall. Names in the comments, please, you guys. It's going to take a couple of episodes for me to be able to do the vote and get it into the park because I'm filming a couple of weeks in advance. But get your names in for this one, please. It's a 1999 junior coaster. And yeah, if you can't see where this is going, are you really a Nerd Chacho fan? Come on, guys. Come on. But hey, I love how this has turned out. It's simple, it's effective, it's colourful, it's kid friendly, and it's also very inappropriately placed at the front of the park, and I love it. I'm so here for it. Look at this station. It's just a cock on this colour mess. So yes, I love it. I love it. I chose these colours, by the way, because I did want this to be kid friendly. It's a junior coaster. It's meant for kids. So I kind of went down the I can't even begin to pronounce its new name, the Buffalo Coaster at Drayton Manor. I kind of went down that vibe with the wooden slats with different colours and stuff. I've just chosen different colours and slightly different thing, and the reason for all of this is because of the way that the planks and stuff work in game, right? So this is what it is. But inside the station, all your usual stuff. That's a lamp. That's a great view of a lamp. Inside the station, it's all of your usual stuff. Now, I wanted to do something different with the ceiling because I tend to just have either open ceilings where you can see all of the beams, or they're completely flush and flat, right? So with this one, what I've done is a bit of a recess up here. So this part of the ceiling is slightly higher. This part of the ceiling is lower than this part of the ceiling, which is higher. And then I've also got the slats that continue across. And if I change the camera, yeah, there you go. And then I've got yellow up the top as well. So I wanted there to be like this difference in ceiling, and then I've just put the lights and stuff around there. All the usual station stuff you'd find here, so the fire exit signs and the baggage holds, and the exit sign on the floor rather than on the wall, and then all of the bins and stuff. And then because you've got these as baggage holds, and they are literally flush to the outside world, there's nothing separating the well, apart from the fence, separating the station from the outside world. I have actually put the backs on the baggage cover so people can't steal, because it is 1999 Britain, so... yeah, it's already a thing. And then so we come around this way, and I've just put in all of the lights and the evacuation stuff in here. And then I have just put some I've copied it across from the B&M across the lake, right? But I wanted to have the lift hill motors and stuff down here. Even though they won't have motors because they're tyres and stuff, there still would be some kind of electrics underneath the part of the lift hill down here. So that's what I've put down there. The top of the lift hill up here, then, I have also put in some custom supports because I didn't realise when I did it that so I put in the turnaround here actually got rid of the supports, so I just put in a couple of custom supports, and they actually fit in really, really well. Like, they actually look like they're in the in-game ones, and I love it. And of course you've got all the perimeter fencing that's been put in with the don't die fencing, and this now sits pretty nicely with the railway line. Like, I like how this sits on this part of the sight line. It's just so unassuming and so there. I've put in a couple of trees. Of course these are more mature trees than perhaps you would expect to find for a brand new coaster, but it fits in the area really, really, really nicely. And I have also just had to do some reprofiling of the tracks here. I realised that they were actually a little bit too close to each other, right? So I've just brought these ones down slightly, and then I've lowered the ground as if they've dug it in. I haven't bothered to do retaining walls on this one or anything. This would be fine for it to be here. And then when we come over this way, there we go, come over this way, the final helix and stuff has also just been fenced off around here. And then the queue line along here, I wanted to keep this simple. I'm going for something similar to Apollo's Chariot at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, in the sense that the path isn't on the ground all the time. They are actually raised up on these metal girder steel frames and stuff. So because this is on the side of a hill, I didn't want to have to mess with the terrain. I didn't want to do like an Air at Alton Towers style terrain hugging pathway or anything like that. I wanted this to feel like it was actually slapped on top of the hill, and it would probably be properly overgrown at some point in the near future, and it would be a bit of a mess. But that's what I'm going for here, and actually I'll pull it off quite nicely, I think, in just a couple of bins and stuff. The queue for this coaster doesn't have to be long because it's a kids coaster. It's not going to attract the sort of guest levels that we're used to attracting, right? So that's what I'm going for here. Anyway, that's like literally a minute talking about a platform. Why are you still here? So then I've got the final brake run here. I'll just put some of the catwalk clutter. Again, these things are really simple, right? Because they're not complex coasters. They're not heavy. They're not big machines or anything like that. So you've just got the odd electric box and stuff. And then you've got the escape lighting and stuff that's along here. And then perimeter fencing through this way. And then I just carried on the same station designs on here, just so you've got a bit of consistency, and then a bit of backstage clutter down here, you know, like some electric boxes and whatever. They wouldn't need to be hidden away. They're all right to be exposed, and all of that usual sort of stuff. And then in the middle we've got the queue line. So I've always wanted this queue line to go out and back, so I have just put in the brickwork in here, so the herringbone brick, just because I wanted to hide the in-game pathways and stuff. This is the only way that I can do it. Now I have had to slightly work with the terrain here, and of course we knew I forgot that I did this. We knew that we were hiding some of the terrain misdemeanors here with this path cover, right? So I do have a bit of a step here, but it is what it is. I can't fix it even if I wanted to, so I'm just going to keep it as it is. But anyway, the pathway comes down here. The herringbone brick then covers the worst of the offending parts of the path, and then the fencing and stuff comes in here. I wanted to keep this one really, really nice and simple in terms of fencing. No theme, no nothing like that. I just wanted this to be kitted out in a nice way. It's a junior coaster. It still needs to be nicer, but it's yeah, it's simple and effective. And of course, the conifers are back. Hello, conifer appreciation protest. No, what am I even trying to say? I ruined that, didn't I? I completely ruined that. The Conifer Appreciation Society. Make yourselves known, everybody. Comments below, please. Oh, God, Chacho, what are you even talking about? Are you drunk? No, it's the answer, but you'd be forgiven for thinking. So the coaster itself, I've changed its colour. I went for yellow and green. I had many different colour combinations, and I tend to do these coasters in either a blue or a purple, and I wanted to do something different. Yellow and green seems to be the theme, right? And then I did actually decide to keep the signal box here. I did toy with removing it, but actually with the terrain change and stuff here, it fits in quite nicely with this don't die fencing, that I can just end it here and then pick it back up here. You can't see it through the trees, but the fencing does pick up the other side of here, and yeah, it actually just makes sense. So would the park have moved it in real life? No, probably not. Have we moved it in Royal Mile? Yeah, why not? Let's just keep it. Let's keep it as it is. I didn't move the queue time sign that we've got here. I placed this intentionally, knowing that this coaster was already going to be here, so this was actually deliberately placed there. So yes. But and remember, next episode, all of this is going to be demolished. Well, not demolished. It's going to be unused. In the next episode, it'll be demolished in a future episode. But ultimately, this is how it sits on the sightline. I'm impressed. I'm chuffed. It's small, simple, effective, and it was a nice and quick build. So I'm all right with that. Guys, thank you so much for getting to the end of the episode. I really do appreciate it. It feels like the series at the moment is just like churning through the episodes aimlessly, but we are getting to 2024. I promise, so stick around because it's going to be good. And then of course we've got future series coming anyway, that's enough of me waffling. Thank you so much for your time, guys. Have an awesome week. I will see you next week, and let's go for a ride. Take care of yourselves. Bye.